All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Not Fancy League. I'm Rob,
And I'm Tyler.
and we are finishing up Week 4, going into Week 5. We got a lot going on in the league, so let's jump right into it. Here's our standings update, and as you can see, we got one undefeated team sitting all the way at the top. It is 4-0 Team Arius, the team I gave the lowest draft grade to, currently right now sitting at the top of my own division, and things are looking tough. Tyler, any thoughts you're seeing right now when we're looking at these standings?
Yeah, it's great that every week you pick against him, and every week he keeps winning. So let's see how long this trend goes on. But I like it. Two winless teams got to win this week. So the standings starting to even out. Maybe the playoff race gets a little more exciting heading down the road.
Yeah, it's getting kind of even here in the middle, and we do, however, have one team all the way at the bottom. It is winless team Blasi. We were able to sit down with him just for a couple minutes here at the end of our video, and kind of pick his brain a little bit, get what he's feeling. Kind of sitting here down at the bottom at 0-4, youngest guy in the league, only guy here without a win so far in the entire history of the league. So things have been rough over there. But just as a quick reminder for everybody, only the top two teams in each division make the playoffs, and the winner of they each play, the winner of that game and the winner of the other one play in the championship, and then we have a champion. So it's only four teams making it into these playoffs. So at some point here, we'll see teams start flipping down and maybe going towards the bottom and trying to get the top pick that they can and regroup for next year. So it'll be interesting to see what people do as we keep going here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if teams are trying to take L's, just figure out, try to get that top pick. But from L's throughout the season to L's this week, we go with L of the week. I had Mark Andrews. His first game on not having double-digit points with 3.6. Just a stinky of a game. Rob, you probably can talk a little bit more on that, actually.
Yeah, it was rough. He is on my team. I took an L this week. I played Tyler this week. We'll get more into that in a second. But Mark Andrews just didn't really show up this week. He was absolutely tearing it up. I believe he was probably the number one tight end before this week. I think Kelsey may have passed him this week. But absolutely just below average performance from Mark. And then my L of the week, I'm going to have to go with my guy, my first round pick, the guy who I just kept throwing hearts on earlier on this season, Javonte Williams. Torn ACL is tough, which has already got me thinking about what I'm going to be doing next year. Should I just give up on the rest of this year? Because, man, I was high on Javonte, and it just makes things really, really hurt. But going on the complete opposite side, moving into the MVP of the week, we got a guy that finally woke up, and that is Austin Eckler. Got a big win for Fields of Dreams this week on the back of Austin Eckler. Dropped over 30 points, 3 touchdowns. Austin Eckler is back.
Yeah, had a scoreless season so far. Then he got 3 to this week. So really coming back into form. I think he had the most touchdowns as a running back last year. So really coming back into that form. And you had 2 running backs and I had 2 tight ends. I had TJ Hawkinson. Multiple games with not having a lot of points. And then, on Team Arias, finally getting that big burger. Why he drafted him so early, I believe in the 4th round.
I mean,
getting 30 points.
Yeah, it's tough because I'm just looking at it. And it's just the idea that I give him a D- strictly based off the T.J. Hawkinson game, and now Week 4 MVP T.J. Hawkinson. I can't get wins. I cannot get wins over here.
Yeah, no, it's rough. It's great content though, so we'll keep seeing how that goes out. But yeah, now just heading into the breaking down some games this week. We'll start with Team Blasi versus Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams coming out and taking the victory, a little comfortable 30-point win. Yeah, I mean, like we said earlier, we got Eckler dropping 3 touchdowns. It's going to be an easy week to score. And then Team Blasi scoring 122, which is respectable. But yeah, Field of Dreams just showing out, getting the first win.
Yeah, it was
good performance.
It was on the back of Austin Eckler and on the back of Justin Jefferson.
Dog, he put the team on his back. Dog, let's go inside the mind of a
Austin Eckler.
dog. I gotta do this shit. I put the team on my fucking back, though.
But there's just not enough support going on down the list. He had Dameon Pierce, he had CD, and really other than that, who's producing? Tyler Bass, big game, dropping 11 points. So Team Blasi sitting 0-4. Things are kind of rough looking for the future. We'll talk with him a little bit more about his game and his team at the end of our video today. So moving on to our next game, we got the Standard versus Where's DeMarco Murray. And I think we have an emergence of what could be a powerhouse in Team Alex Van Dorn, where's DeMarco Murray. His team looked really, really good this week. It was Christian McCaffrey. It was Leonard Fournette, Devontae Adams, Travis Kelce. Jamal Williams had a great game. So it was a lot of those guys, and I mean, he has guys on his bench that aren't even going all the way out yet. So things are really trending upwards here for where's DeMarco Murray. He's won now, I believe, 3 games in a row, and things are good. There you go.
Yeah, I think this game is like kind of shows where people are in different positions because as Alex does have like some young talent with like Herbert and some Drake London. He has a lot of these guys that are like win now, try to get with like Leonard Fournette, Adams, Travis Kelce. Like you wonder how many more years they can perform top performances. Whereas the standard, has Trevor. All these players are mid to young 20s, so like just battle of different eras right now. I think we're seeing.
Yeah, 100%. And it's not like the standard had that bad of a week, but it was tough.
Yeah, now we're going to head to Team Squids versus Team Rock Springs Football, with Rock Springs Football pulling out the win by 20 points. Great performances by Derrick Henry, finally showing off again. I mean, his whole team really just balled out.
Yeah, everyone looked good.
Cooper Kupp showed off on that Monday Night Football game. Team Squigs, again, 41 points, 140 is respectable. Just Team Squigs is just showing out every week how he's one of the fiercest teams out there.
Yeah, he's up there in points against so far this season. He's not in first. It is Fields of Dreams in first, but he is in second, maybe third actually, in points against. He's been getting shelled kind of week in, week out here, and he's still sitting at 2-2. But yeah, it was just an all-around showing from the Rock Springs Football Club. And it's not like teams are pulling away from the rest of the pack, but you can kind of see that there's a pack of guys that are in it and a pack of guys that aren't. And only a few guys really in the middle, I think, at this point. But there are definitely some teams that are on a different level. And then moving into my game this week and Tyler's game this week, probably the closest game we had out of anybody. It was me losing pretty much on Monday night. Jeff Wilson pretty much had to have a fumble in order for me to win. And then he broke off a 30-yard touchdown in the first quarter, which just ended all of my hopes. I think my team looked pretty good. My quarterbacks looked good, which is what I was hoping for. The Gabe Davis start was rough for me. I don't know what my thought process was with that one, and I needed Mark Andrews to show up. But like legitimately, if I don't start Gabe Davis and I start Cooks, Thielen, or anybody else really on my bench, I would have been fine.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of rough, but I mean I finally Russ started cooking. He finally started performing, which is good. Yep, the Danger Witch. I ate that this week.
I don't know what that is.
That's his new Subway sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then Murray performed well. I mean, the wide receivers are well, and then Aaron Jones, and Jeff Wilson giving some good performance. Overall, this is a very solid performance for my team. Yeah, I think everyone just performed well today and finally got myself a first win. So that's good.
He's on the board.
Yep. Comeback starts this week. You can start Danger Witch season. And then we're going to head over to our final game, Team Arias versus Payne and the McManus. And then Team Arias again with the 4-0 victory, 4-0 record like we talked about earlier. And I mean, like we talked about, this is one of the 4 teams, because there's a clear 4, I feel like. 3 or 4, they're probably going to make the playoffs. And yeah, he's really showing out. I mean, you have 40 points from TJ Hawkins, as we talked about prior. And you got Josh Allen being Josh Allen. Just an overall really well performance.
Yeah, I think any other week, Team Arias loses. Team Arias would have lost to all but Team Blasi this week and the team that he played. Everybody else would have beat Team Arias, but Team Arias is sitting 4-0. You could call it luck, you could call it karma, you could call it whatever you want. I mean, no one scores points against this guy. I'll have a chance, as we'll get into this week, to score some points against him. Someone's got to do it. He had T.J. Hawkinson go crazy. Josh Allen had a pretty average Josh Allen game. And no one else showed up, and he still gets the win. A down week for Payne and the McManus. Lamar Jackson's finally looking human. His running backs starting to look human a little bit. Jalen Waddle and Rashad Bateman not going crazy. So Payne and the McManus looks human for the first time.
Yeah. Now with the updated picks, like we talked about, we're going to head over to Week 5 predictions. And as we talked about last week, the loser of our future picks will get egged, and the amount of eggs is the difference in the pick scores. So the updated picks is now Rob 3-7, with now me 7-3. So looking good right now. Are you scared at all?
Yeah, I would say that I'm scared because if you wanted to, we talked about this a little bit off camera. If Tyler wanted to, he could just pick every single thing that I pick from this point forward, and I would just have to get hit with 4 eggs. But I think Tyler's gonna try to extend his lead. That's what I would do if I were you. Is just get 2 cartons of eggs.
Yeah, and we could do also just I'll pick the people first, for then I can't just do that cheaply.
Yeah.
Whereas I wouldn't even want to do that anyways because I want to throw more eggs at you. So, yeah, it's looking good. But now let's look into the next week. DeMarco Murray versus the Field of Dreams. Supposed to be a pretty one-sided affair, I'm assuming. 3-1 versus 1-3. I'm just going to pick DeMarco Murray. Not much to talk about here.
I'm going to go... I want to go Fields of Dreams. This is why I'm going to go with all these eggs.
All right.
Fields of Dreams, come through, please. Come through. It's the thing. Like, I got to start making some comebacks. Got to start making some waves. I think there's a shot that Van Dorn comes back down to earth a little bit after he's been riding so hot. Top scoring team in the league this week. Fields of Dreams has a good team. I mean, Austin Eckler's going to get some consistency. Justin Jefferson looking for some consistency. Someone else has got to show up on this roster. Like, one of those quarterbacks has got to have a big game. So just Fields of Dreams, come through for me. And then moving on to the game next week, it is Team Toman versus the Standard. I think I know who Tyler's picking here. I'm going to be riding with the Standard. I think the Standard has a shot to go here. Trevor Lawrence had a really, really bad week this last week. I think he'll bounce back nicely. And T. Higgins might be the best receiver on the Cincinnati Bengals. So we'll see.
Well, that's just wrong because the best wide receiver on the Bengals is clearly on my team, and that's why I'm going to win because obviously I'm not going to just pick myself. Yeah, my team's starting into form. I got a lot of good young talent through the receivers, some experience through the running backs, which you don't really want, but that's fine. My team's getting into form. If Russ and Murray can play good and play consistent, which they can't really do historically, but you know what? I think our team's going to start making a charge here for the playoffs. So I'm picking myself. And then we're going to head over to the next game, which is Team Squigs versus Rock. Oh, nope,
Team
that was last week's. Yep, Team Blassie versus Squigs. Yeah, Rob, who do you got in this one?
I'm going to have to go with Team Squigs. Team Blassies, you got to figure out their second quarterback situation still. Got to find somebody else that isn't those top 3 guys that scores points. I don't know if he's got it. Team Squigs is just getting shelled over and over again. I think he bounces back with a win.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna follow you right there. I want to go Squigs as well. I just think he's just a pretty consistent team, just getting some bad luck, and the L's are going to keep following Blassie, unfortunately. And I believe we'll just go to our last game here.
Yeah, so this is... we have 2 more games.
No,
so we have
before our game of the week.
So this should be our game of the week, but I'm a little bit biased, so it's not going to be our game of the week. But it's 2 3-1 teams, the Rock Springs Football Club versus Payne and the McManus. And this might be our closest projected game out of all of the games that we have in front of us. And it's 2 teams at the top of their divisions, both teams in the playoffs. I'm going to have to go with Payne and the McManus. I don't think those quarterbacks get held down 2 weeks in a row. Cooper Kupp, he's not saying he's inconsistent, but he had a very good week last week. We'll see what he does this week. But one of those 2 quarterbacks, Mahomes or Lamar's going to have a big game, and Payne and the McManus rights the ship.
Yeah, I hate to do this because I want to throw more eggs at you, but I like Payne and the McManus here. Just Lamar Jackson, he's going to go off again. Patrick Mahomes is going to be Patrick Mahomes. And I think Rock Springs.
Rock Chalk.
Yeah.
5-0. Jalen Daniels, Heisman. Going to throw that up on the screen right there so everyone can see.
Yeah, and you'll be there at game day, huh?
I unfortunately will not. This is breaking news for Tyler right now. Unfortunately, I will not be there for game day.
All right. Well, Payne and McManus, there we go. Like we said, we'll both follow them.
Yeah, and then moving on to our
now
game of the week. Game of the week, not selfish at all. We will have him on next week to discuss this game. It'll be good for one of us. There'll be fireworks nonetheless. It's Money Menzel versus Team Arias, 4-0 versus the team that gave him a D-. I mean, obviously I'm biased. Obviously I'm picking me. I'm projected to win Joe Burrow and Jared Goff had great weeks last week. I need somebody else to show up. Someone else rights the ship. Here we go. 3-2. We're in the division. We're alive. We're coming for Team Arians.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go Team Arias. You keep picking against him every week and he keeps winning. It's pretty obvious at this point what's going to happen, and so we're going to keep tailing that all the way to the victory until, honestly, I think he's avoiding this podcast video, whatever you want to call it at this point, just because he keeps winning. We keep bringing him up and he keeps winning, so.
It is true. He does keep winning games.
The streak carries on.
I feel like Carmack has to come and bite this guy at some point, and I hope it's me. I hope it's me that comes in and Tyreek Hill, has that Tyreek Hill game. Joe Burrow goes absolutely nuts. I have hope. I have hope.
I think the only thing you can do by this is now give his team a new grade. You got to give good karma to it. Give a new, fresh grade, an honest, good grade.
I'll go, because T.J. Hawkinson dropped 40 points this week, and Amon-Ra St. Brown's pretty good, and Josh Allen's pretty good. C-. Still worst draft grade out of everybody. Still not convinced.
I love the heel turn.
Come on.
That. Yeah. So I believe that's all. Now we're going to head over to Team Blasi for some interviews, talk about what's the strategy, and get to know him a little bit.
Here's Aidan. All right, we are here with Aidan Blasi of Team Blasi, sitting down with us today. He did not win his game this week. We normally have someone on who wins their game that week, but for the first time this season, we have a winless team on with us. He's sitting at 0-4, so just tell us a little bit about yourself, Aidan, and go from there.
So I'm Robert's cousin. He just kind of brought it up to me, and I said, yeah, let's do it. I'm really big in fantasy football, so yeah, just here for the ride. So should I just go over my team and stuff, basically?
No. Let's see if Tyler has any questions for you.
Was?
Yeah, let's see if Tyler has any questions over here.
Yeah, no. Basically, before going to the draft, did you have any strategy? Did you want to go for a team going now, build for the future? What was your strategy?
Yeah. So obviously, if you look at my team, basically I was just looking online, and I would literally search up the person's how old they were, and if they're under 25 years old, I would just draft them. So what I wanted to do was get Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow right off the bat, but obviously I couldn't get that. So I got Jalen Hurts, who I really wanted, and then it was going good until I drafted Etienne, and then after I drafted Etienne, it kind of just dropped off right there, and that's where my draft kind of just went downhill hot.
Yeah, because you got one of the best combos in the league with the Hurts and the A.J. Brown, but you really just don't have anything else. You got Damian Pierce, Travis Etienne, Hurts. I don't think anything hurts more than Darnell Mooney. I mean, he caught one pass last week. But other than that, he's been rough.
Yeah, I was really high on him, but it's all good.
So, how are you feeling right now, sitting completely winless at this point in the season? You're the only team here that hasn't gotten a win yet. Do you think things are going to turn around? Are you not really that upset about it? What are your thoughts sitting at 0-4?
So honestly, I was just looking at it. The second most points scored against me, least points for in the league. So, I mean, honestly, my team's not really producing, but got the CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown receivers. I'm loving that. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, don't think that's going anywhere anytime soon. Cordero Patterson just went on the IR, so I got the Falcons backup running back. So maybe we could get the running backs going, but I'm not really sure. At this point, we're just throwing away the whole season, and hopefully we'll get the number one draft pick.
So do you have any thoughts if you were to get the number one draft pick? Is there anyone on your radar who you're looking at this point already? Are you looking at one of those young quarterbacks? What exactly do you think you would do if you got the first pick?
Obviously the quarterbacks, because I was really big on Trey Lance, and obviously he's gone now. But I feel like you need a quarterback in this league. You need two quarterbacks, because obviously that's not working out for me ever since Trey Lance got hurt. But honestly, I just want to see what teams people go to, and then we'll decide once they get drafted.
Yeah, that makes sense. And also, you probably don't want to disclose too much to everyone else in the league. Just have them start tanking as well. Because I'm considering taking a little bit. I'm sure we'll talk about it before. Well, it's going to be before in the video, but after this, there you go. Get you some quick time traveling in the video. But yeah, it's been good. So yeah, is there anything else you got, Tyler?
No, yeah, I was going to ask about the tanking, but yeah, it seems like we're kind of all in a similar boat. We're getting soon where we're going to decide what to do. Well, now I'm on the hot streak, and the comeback season starts now, so I might hold off. But yeah, no, I think that's all the questions we had.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, yeah,
cool.
sounds good.
Yeah, thank you so much
Thanks
for coming on, Aidan. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Thanks so much for coming on. And we'll probably have you on again at some point in the season. But yeah.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Aidan, so much for coming on. Yeah, that was great just to sit down, talk just a little bit to the youngest player in our league. But yeah, that's going to be all we got for this week. As always, Best Roast gets $5. And just thanks so much, everybody, for continuing to tune in and watch these videos. We do enjoy making them. It's been fun.
Yeah, again, it's always been fun to do. Thanks for joining us. See you later.
Rock chalk.